All right. All right. Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash, and in double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all you Akim out there who pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in the gospel. And it's the brother Quara Abad from the GMS Houston camp. And real briefly, I want to go into another lesson. And shalom to the Zaquan, Yagada, Yahweh Shemel Shabrakata, Shalom. I want to go into another lesson, sitting here doing a little meditating. Now, I got in the title, I said, I put the heathens didn't go through what it takes to receive the kingdom. You know, I'm going to share my screen too. But now, ultimately, it's not that they, even if they did, for example, because I want to get a specific chapter that I'm thinking about in Second Ezra, the 7th chapter, how it says, although the kingdom of heaven, the world was promised to the Israelites, but in order to get there, they had to go through a narrow, a tough, a difficult situation in order to receive that as their inheritance. And the thing I was thinking about is that although we know the kingdom not for the heathens, the Lord never promised them that. He never, made a covenant with them. The thing is, even if they wanted to make that claim, according to the scriptures, it's requirements that you have to fulfill in order to even receive a kingdom. And again, that's going through captivity, as the Israelites went through, being scattered to the four corners, the curses being put on us. That's going to be the purpose of being rewarded with the kingdom for the things that we had to experience, man. And again, no heathen went through what we went through. So this lesson just to kind of shed light, although we know it, but hey, what's coming is for us. It's not a universal rulership as people would like to make it seem. The Bible is not a universal book. Our Lord Yahweh Shai is not a universal savior, man. All these things are promised to the Israelites. Matter of fact, let me see. I'm gonna get Romans 9 real quick, and then I'm gonna get in Second Ezra 7. Lord willing, this lesson do be edifying. But let's get this real quick, just to show, and this should be a quick hit, but just to show everything from the beginning was only given to the Israelites, man, and it's not gonna change. And let's go to Apostle Paul, and this is who Christians like to go to. This is Romans chapter 9 and verse 3. It says, "For I could wish that myself were accursed from Mashiach, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites." So let's stop there. So Apostle Paul, he's talking about his brethren, his kinsmen, the same people who are of the same nation as him, according to the flesh. And he says, who are Israelites. And it says, to whom pertaineth. Now the word pertain means to belong to. So everything we about to read in the rest of this verse belong to the Israelites, man. And I mind you, this is the apostle of the Gentiles saying this, which further shows those Gentiles had to be Israelites scattered into other nations. But it says, Romans 9 and 3, "For I could wish that myself were accursed from Mashiach, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth or to whom belong the adoption." And that's being brought back to the Father. And that's another thing, you have these Christians, nowadays saying that all nations could be reconciled, which even when you go into that word reconcile is to be made friendly again or to be brought back, keyword, back into relations with somebody. No other nation had a relationship with our Father. So this adoption is only for us. And it says, and the glory, and that's what we'll talk about a little here in this lesson, the glory, which is the kingdom of heaven. That was given to the Israelites and only the Israelites. And only the Israelites will go through what they have to go through in order to get that, man. It says, and the covenants, right? The first covenant with Moses, sprinkling the blood on in the 2 tables of stone. We had to try to keep the law. And the second covenant go be when the law go put the laws, the Lord gonna put the laws in our inward parts by way of those new bodies. And it says, and the giving of the law was given to the Israelites, and the service of God. Now, what's the service of the Most High? That's been a priest, that's been a prophet, that's been a pastor, if you want to say that. So really, this is a cut, man, to Christians, because only Israelites could truly serve the Heavenly Father. That was given unto us to do, man. It says, and the promises. Everything else, it says, and who's all the fathers? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the father of the Israelites. And I like this one. And of whom, as concerning the flesh, Mashiach came, Yahweh came for the Israelites. It says, and who is over all, the Most High, blessed forever to wild. I just wanted to start that real quick because it came to mind, just to show, before we even hop into this, not saying that if a heathen was to go through the curses of captivity, then they can get the kingdom of heaven. Nope, it was never promised to them anyway. It was only since the beginning given to a specific people, and it was their lot to go through a hard life, right? Captivity after captivity, and then to be blessed with that at the end. That promise was never given to nobody else, and that's why we should be confident and comforted by the things that's written. You see, no, we got life after this. What it saying, Hebrews 11? Here we have, I think it's Hebrews 11, but it says, here we have no continuing city, but we seek for one to come. But let's get this real quick. Now, this is in the 2nd Ezra 7, and this is what I thought about that kind of sparked my spirit to want to do this lesson, because the Lord painted a picture right here on the path that is going to take to get to the kingdom of heaven. And it's a narrow, difficult path. And the point is, the Lord gonna say that the path is for a specific group of people to cross, to go through, not everybody else. See, the heathens, although the heathens go be in the kingdom, all nations go be in the kingdom. Even 2/3 of our own people who ain't serving the Lord now, they go be in the kingdom. But when we say who is the kingdom for, we talking about not just being there, the heathens go be there. For example, let's use this world. Niggas in America, Hispanics and Native Americans in America. But remember when this place was being erected, built up, although niggas and Mexicans and other nations was here, this was a white man's world, though. Let's be real. This is Esau's blessing. America was Esau's blessing. He just had these other nations come here for the illusion to make it think, anybody can make it here. But this Esau world. America, specifically, America wasn't given to nobody but to Esau for prophecy's sake. That's why he was able to say white only water fountains, white only restaurants, no niggas, no Mexicans, and no dogs allowed. Because it was his blessing to do so, right? Manifest destiny, right? The Lord blessed it with this. So in the same breath, the kingdom of heaven, that's for us, Israelites only. The Lord set the kingdom of heaven up for us. Let's get this real quick, man. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and we're going to get straight to the point, verse 6. Yep, 2nd Ezra 7, and I might start up. I say the same thing. We're going to start let's start at 6. 2nd Ezra 7 and 6, it says, there is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things. What's that city? That's talking about the kingdom. You see, it says it is set upon a broad field and is full of all good things. You know what this make me think of? In Matthew 13, remember Yahweh Shai was giving certain parables and likening the kingdom of heaven unto certain things. He said the kingdom is likened unto, I think he said a pearl, to which a man found one pearl in a field, and he went sell everything he had just to buy the field. So that's like you going into a field, you found one pearl, and you give everything up just to buy the whole field. Because in your mind, you thinking, if I found this pearl here, what else here? What else here? Well, that's like the kingdom of heaven. With the little that the Lord opened up our mind to know, to hope in, we're going to have new bodies live forever, right? And slaves and women and whatever it may be. That was enough to say, well, I'm about to give up this life to seek that one, to seek this broad field that's full of all good things. Man, we about to find, look, the thing is, like, I forget who I was talking to. Oh, it was me and the brother Yakara Bond. We was together yesterday. And we was just saying like the different things we gonna do in the kingdom. You know, we go fishing. We gonna use Esau as live bait. You know, and we was going into detail of all these things we was gonna do, but then we had to kind of laugh. I was like, brother, if we could think of these things we gonna do, then we gonna do way greater, because the scripture says, I have not seen neither ear heard of what's gonna come in the kingdom for us, man. Going into the point is full of all good things. We're gonna be mind blown by what the Lord do for us, man, and what he have for us. But let's get this. I won't talk too much. 2 Ezra 7:6, there is also another thing. A city, which is the kingdom, is builded and is set upon a broad field and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water, and only one path between them both, even between a fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. So it's a broad field full of all good things, but the way to it is narrow, it's difficult, full of peril, right? Death, maybe sicknesses, the diseases. You got to get a job and getting fired, get another job, infirm, all these things that the Israelites would have to, well, I don't be biased and say the Israelites. We're gonna read and find out who this field is for, who this kingdom is for, and who this path was given to in order to get there. Was it for all nations or was it for a specific group of people? But let's read it again. 2 Ezra 7:7. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall. Like as if there were a fire on the right hand, all the calamities we got to go through, all the different beliefs, philosophies our people had to endure through, right? And on the left, a deep water, and only one path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. Key word, it's only one path to get there. So it ain't no what vocab them say to Christians, replacement theology and spiritual. Well, I don't want to jump the gun again. Let's see who it's talking about. But it's only one path. You have to go through this difficult path to get there. Now check this out. This is the point. It says, if this city, the kingdom, right? If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, then how shall he receive this inheritance? And this is the verse I thought about. Let's read that again, because again, I'm going to get that Daniel 9 here in a few, because it says, what other nation been through what the Israelites been through? Nobody. And according to this verse, is a specific walk or difficulties that the people who want to get this kingdom had to go through. The point is, as it just said, if you don't go through it, how you gonna get it? The heathens ain't go through what we went through as Israelites, man. So this not for them. 2 Ezra 7:9. If this city now were given unto a man, now let's specify who's the man. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, ultimately through Yahushua, man. Yahushua is the main man. You see, but it was first, this city was first promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and we gonna get it by way of Yahushua. Now, seeing we have been promised the kingdom, it says, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, then how shall he receive this inheritance? And I said, check this out, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. Even so also is Israel's portion. One more time, even so also is Israel's portion. So again, although when we look at it like, man, the Lord really messed us up as a nation, or why he put us through, well, we don't ask why, because we know now, but some of our people may feel like, well, why we go through it, at the bottom, or like Malachi 1:1, I think is verse 2 and 3 say, how the Lord said, look, I love y'all, Jacob. And Jacob said, well, where have you loved us? You ain't show us love. Right? See how people don't get the end game. The Lord showed you love, one, by putting you through this to get to the kingdom, to bless you in the end, man. That's what we get now. We're gonna be blessed in the end, although we losing now as a people. And although these heathens winning now, they're gonna lose in the end when it's all said and done, and when it really matter, man. When it really matter. It says, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, then how shall he receive this inheritance? Let me get this real quick. To show no other nation went through what we went through. So how could they get our blessing for going through what we went through? They can't. Not second Ezra, but Daniel chapter 9 and verse 11. It says, yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. And therefore the curse is poured upon us. That's that narrow path. And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. And he have confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judge us, by bringing upon us a great evil, that narrow path, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven, what's under the whole heaven? Earth, earth. For under the whole heaven have not been done as it have been done upon Jerusalem. What is this saying? In world history, in all the earth, on the earth or in the earth, no other nation went through what the nation of Israel have experienced, man. So going back to 2nd Ezra 7 and 9, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? The heathens, how they gonna receive the kingdom if you ain't go through the path that you had to go through to get there? You see? Let me get this real quick. What that is? I think it's 2nd Maccabees 2. Because it says that the Lord promised us the kingdom in his writings. Yep, here it is. 2nd Maccabees chapter 2. And I'm going to start at 17. It says, we hope also that the Most High that delivered all his people and gave them all a heritage. And, we got to blow this up. And who's the people he talking about today? He talking about the Israelites. It says 2nd Maccabees 2 and 17. We hope also that the Most High that delivered all his people, like it said in Luke 1 and 70 on down, that Yahweh shall go be sent to deliver his people, and gave them, the Israelites gave them all a heritage. First and foremost, being the land, right? Being the land, he gave us the laws, statutes, a way to live. But what else he gave the Israelites? It says, we hope also that the Most High that delivered all his people and gave them all an heritage and the kingdom. And the kingdom. And the kingdom and the priesthood and the sanctuary, as he promised in the law, will shortly have mercy upon us and gather us together out of every land under heaven into the holy place. And that's all we waiting on, man. We right there. For he have delivered us out of great troubles and have purified the place. And hold on real quick. I got somebody pulling up real quick. Oh no, we good. He going to my neighbor crib. But it says, for he have delivered us out of great troubles and have purified the place. What's that great trouble? That narrow path, mainly being in America, also when Jacob's trouble hit. But that's part of what we had to go through to receive this kingdom. Matter of fact, I might end it off on this. I'll see what brothers got. This Isaiah 61. Now this going into the Lord, repaying us double because of what we went through. Isaiah chapter 61. Matter of fact, I'm going to start up. This Isaiah chapter 61. I'm going to start at 5. It says, and strangers shall stand and feed your flocks. And it's going into the kingdom. And who's the strangers? The heathens. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks. And the sons of the alien. Who's the sons of the alien? The heathens' children. It says, and the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and vine dressers. Meaning what? They go be in the field, picking cotton, right? Getting gold, just like Esau did to us. In verse 6, it says, but ye, so us as Israelites, but ye shall be named the priests of the Lord And men shall call you the ministers of our God, and ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves, man. Now, this is the point I wanted. Verse 7 in the NLT. Instead of your shame, you will receive a double portion because of what we went through, that fire and the water. The Lord go bless us with double. What's the point of the heathens getting blessed with being blessed with double if you didn't have to go through nothing, man? You see now, and again, even with that, our power is a merciful power, not just to the Israelites, because the Lord could have had from the beginning the sons of God rule from the day Adam stepped on the scene until now. You feel me? Like we could have just been ruling and that's it. All day, every day, Israelites rulership, everybody else in captivity, and it don't stop. But showing our power, Yahweh Bashim Shai is even merciful. He even blessed these other heathens with empires, kingdoms, so on and so forth. And let his chosen people be slaves in their empires. But all that was for us in the end. Because think about it. And if no other nation went through what we went through, as we read in Daniel, those horrific events that the Lord put us through that man never heard about, it will make that much more the sense that the blessing or the reward for that will be something man never heard about or seen, which is the kingdom. If we went through a judgment that man never seen before, it would make sense that the reward will be something that man never seen before, man. Isaiah 61 and 7 in the NIV. Instead of your shame, you will receive a double portion. And instead of disgrace, you will rejoice in your inheritance. See, we're going back home to that broad field. And so you will inherit a double portion in your land, and joy will be yours, man. So it only makes sense for the Lord to recompense us in the right way. And the right way is a kingdom that's not go in. Matter of fact, let's finish reading on this. It says, for I, the Lord, love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offering, and I will direct their work in truth, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them. To the new covenant dudes. The everlasting covenant go be when we be saved. And it says, and I ended with this, and their seed, the Israelite seed, the descendants, and their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. Meaning what? In the kingdom, it ain't gonna be a question who the Israelites. I don't know. No, everybody gonna know who the Israelites are. They're gonna see the power, and they're gonna know their role as heathens in the kingdom. And they're gonna very well understand that it's not a kingdom for us and you. Hey, go read Lazarus and the rich man. What the rich man asked Abraham? Come on, let me come over there with y'all. Abraham said, "What? It's a great gulf fixed. A gulf is a big separation." He said, "It's a great gulf fixed," meaning what? It's fixed. It can't change. Abraham said, "It's a great gulf fix. Those who over there with you, Esau and them heathens, y'all can't get over here where we at. And those of us over here, the Israelites, we ain't gonna ever live like y'all, be like y'all again." Come on, man. It says, and another thing they gonna get, like it's saying in Ezekiel 39, it says the heathens go well understand the reason they was able to take us into captivity. Not because they were just stronger, better than us. I'm paraphrasing it, because they gonna understand that the Lord was just using them to punish us. So even they gonna get the story when it's all said and done. See, right now it could be talks, well, the kingdom for everybody. No, I could be a spiritual Israelite. Whoa, Jesus died for all people. In the kingdom, it's gonna be well understood what is what. Isaiah 61 and 9, and their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. And all that see them shall acknowledge them that they are the seed which Yahweh by Hashemi Hawashai have blessed. It's going to be known in that day, this our kingdom. You see, what's your name, boy? He gonna say Bill. No, I'm gonna say nope, it's Esau. What's your name, boy? Ted. Nope, it's Edom. Getting that feel. But yeah, I'm in it right there. See, but now it's all talks about who the king. It's gonna be well understood, man. Once it's all said and done. Let's see. The elder Yagadah, he said secular history aligns with biblical history. The nations, the nation that stars in the history are the stars, woo, or the mystery. That's cold. Let's read that again. And that's a, and I bet he meant the rhyme too, knowing the elder. Secular history aligns with biblical history. The nation that stars in the history are the stars of the mystery. I got to take a picture of this. This might be a new lesson. We might have to do that. That's fire. The nation that stars in the history. Who's the nation that stars in the history? The Israelites are the stars of the mystery. And man, that's gonna blow people's mind when they find out, damn, all this for y'all. Yup. Cold. Psalms 147 and 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation. As for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. That's right. Let's see. Matthew 15 and 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's it. We're going to end it off on this Baruch. Baruch chapter. Matter of fact, let's just go to it because we're going to start at 1. Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, this is the book of the commandments of the Most High and the law that endureth forever. All that keep it shall come to life. And look, when we say, when the scriptures say the law, that ain't just the 10 commandments, you know? Because now, like, for example, in the New Testament, is also laws that pertain to the spirit, you know, moral laws, characteristics, and so on and so forth. But all the ways that the Lord taught us that we learned from our apostles and elders, keep that, man. Keep doing it because it's going to lead to salvation. It's going to lead us out of this narrow path to being in the broad field. It says, and all that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof. And you know what's cold? Remember, it says it was only one narrow path before that broad field. Right here, say, as we walk in, make sure we got the light so we can see what we going on that narrow path. It's calamities that we may befall, smoke screens that Esau go throughout, distractions, making sure each step is calculated. In other words, man, like the Apostle Gabal, he often say, being in his truth is like walking on a tightrope. It says, walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated, and give not thine honor to another. Not just the scriptures, but what's the main honor we gonna get as Israelites? The kingdom. The Lord said, man, don't get that to nobody else. This ain't for. See, that's what. See, now I'm about to get mad because niggas going through all this hell just to say, well, what about them? The Lord put you through all this in your nation, but you worry about somebody else who did it to you, if they gonna come with you or not. Come on, man. This is for us, and don't be ashamed to proclaim what the Lord blessed us with. I ain't gonna say we never had none as Israelites because we got the greatest history. In this life, this age, we never had nothing, man. Now we find out the Lord giving us everything, and you want to share that with people who ain't share they water fountain with you? Man, Baruch 3 and 4 and 3, give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. Come on, man. It says, O Israel, happy are we for the things that are pleasing unto us. So like it for the things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us. It says, be of good cheer, O my people. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel, man. That's it. You see? That's it. So the Lord, he also going to go bless us with double, man, for what he put us through. And when we get in the kingdom and see the double, we go, let me get one more. It's gonna be we gonna understand it's gonna be well worth it. We gonna be glad, you know, you was fired for some jobs to get the kingdom. You gonna be glad, you know, your woman probably left. You gonna be glad, you know, that you had certain sicknesses and all that. You gonna be glad that we went through the narrow path when we see what the Lord gonna bless us with, man. Real quick, this is Romans 8 and 8. Romans 8 and 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us, man. Come on. So it don't, the narrow path don't compare to the broad field full of all good things. But I'm gonna end it right there. The water Akim, for the precepts, beautiful precepts, and the water for tuning in, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory once again unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone, as well as the men that taught them. And peace and blessings once again, as well, unto you Akim out there, who pushing his word with truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believe on the gospel. They keep fighting, keep pushing, and we almost out of this narrow path. We at the threshold of that broad field, man. So keep fighting, keep pushing. Shalom.